where do you think robots have their place, or like robotic solutions have their place within construction? Or are we early, or are we in the right time now to think about these solutions? What's your thoughts?
Oh man, I love this topic. So robots are inherently cool.
Yes,
Like, I don't know anybody that doesn't think a robot is cool.
I agree.
There's also kind of a demographic shift. I don't know. I didn't think I'm old, or you either, Martin, but a lot of people don't
33.
get the jokes of the Terminator and Sarah Connor anymore. There also used to be this hilarious movie, which is actually pretty bad now that you look at it in hindsight, called Short Circuit. And there's this Johnny robot in Toronto. So these jokes used to be really good. You'd bring them in and show kind of our superintendents and PMs, the drywall robot from Japan, for example, and everybody would get a good kick out of it. Now the demographics shifted. So a lot of the folks we're talking to, they're like, first of all, who is Sarah Connor? And secondly, they're like, they don't even know Short Circuit. And they're like, what is that reference? And so I think that's a good representation of the world we're in, and why robotics is going to be such a no-brainer, I think, over the next 5 to 10 years. Again, nobody knows how long things will take and how it's going to ebb and flow. So it's a little bit of a long stretch, but looking at the trends, it's kind of clear. So on one side, you have less people attracted to the construction industry. So there's a lot of campaigns across Canada. For example, Canadian Construction Association did this thing called Talent Lives Here. And so it was a campaign to try and attract people into the construction industry because nobody thinks it's a cool, viable career path. Then on top of that, you have that labor shortage crisis you've been hearing so much about, because people with the experience are retiring at a pace that new people are not coming in. And if you are getting new people, they're not skilled. So not only are you losing people, you're gaining fewer people, but the people you are gaining don't have that knowledge. So you're exposing yourself to bigger risk. Then the next kind of trend, which we're seeing because of the, ESG, the green movement, and some of those other shifts, is we can't be as inefficient as we used to be. So in situ, we'll fit it in place, cut material, create waste, whatever. You combine those three kind of factors that are happening right now, and robotics all of a sudden becomes a lot more palatable, right?
Viable.
Economically, I think we're still not at a point where it balances out, because it's still cheaper to add human labor, and the human can do more things than just one specialized robot can do. And that's a whole different, conversation if you ever get a chance with any of the robotics founders to get into, is specialized robot versus a generalist robot, and how different kind of it comes down to the actual value. Because at surface level, you think more the robot can do, the better the value is going to be. But then it becomes so complex that you can't do any one thing too well. So going back to the specialized robots, looking at the kind of confluence of factors, I think that's where we're going to start to see a little bit of an overlap. And I think we do need some sort of subsidy or assistance or some sort of an uplift in the market to be able to introduce these technologies. So that's why I think robots is going to be exciting, and kind of where they're heading. If that makes sense, that's kind of the tailwinds for it. But I do still see it as quite an uphill battle, because you're looking at it, you're competing in the marketplace, you got to get the job done within schedule, within budget. You want to create profitability. And now you're bringing in a robot that you don't know if it's going to hit any of those thresholds. Is it going to make your people more productive? Is it going to be a little bit slower? You're keeping the same crew, but you're just adding a robot. It's very, very hard right now to be able to, pontificate the business value and actually take that risk in the marketplace.